Old one retired. The new Dr. Marion Wellner is a young woman with red hair in her early 30s. I felt uneasy about her conducting the exam, partly due to the carnal physical contact and concerns about feeling embarrassed. Dr. Weller's nurse handled initial procedures like checking blood pressure, conducting an ECG, and testing my ability to remember. Typically, my mind would wander during the initial stages of the exam, but this time I fretted about being nearly unclothed in front of a young, attractive woman. However, my nervousness ruled out any chance of arousal, so there was no need to worry. Once we finished that part, she smiled and remarked, "Well, I'm sure you're glad it's all over." "Yes, glad, thank you," I responded with a smile. The remainder of the examination proceeded routinely with excellent blood work results and everything checking out fine. As we were about to leave, she inquired, "Do you have 3 children?" I confirmed, "Yes, 2 boys and a girl." She then asked if any were adopted, to which I replied in the negative. Puzzled by her question, she blushed slightly and explained, "Well, I'm new and I reviewed all your notes before our meeting." "Well, it doesn't matter. Thank you for being so quick," I said, waving off her embarrassment. "You must explain yourself, doctor. This is my body," I insisted. To my surprise, Dr. Wellner disclosed, "Mr. Miller, you have a disease. You have been infertile since birth." Shocked and confused by this revelation, I requested copies of all my medical records immediately. About 30 minutes later, I received the notes, which left me deeply contemplative. At 48, married to Melissa for 26 years. We have 3 children: Brad, 24 years old, Mary, 22 years old, and William, 20 years old or so. I thought Brad is married with a son on the way. Mary just graduated from college and William is a junior. This news raised questions about their paternity, though upon reflection, I wasn't entirely convinced by Dr. Weller's diagnosis. To verify her claims, I reached out to a college friend who's a doctor in New York, ensuring strict confidentiality through email exchanges. "Done, and please send the info." I requested the services done quickly. I noted he called back at 3:30. "Ted, at birth you had a disease that led to infertility. I'm guessing you didn't do anything about it." Dr. Nurse stated, "I didn't know about this." I admitted, "Well then, when you were born and you were diagnosed, nothing could be done. Over the past 10 years we have developed a method of helping. Can you send me a textbook on the subject?" Mark, I inquired. "Certainly. I'll send you an email in 10 minutes. Mark assured. "Good luck," he added. "Thank you," I responded. "Hey Ted, don't you have kids?" Mark queried. "Eat well," he advised. "That's what I thought," he concluded. Oh. "I see. Good luck," he said. I hung up and contacted the DNA lab to inform them that they had agreed to send several sets on the same day. They arrived at 5 o'clock, and I placed them in my briefcase before heading home. My youngest, William, was still attending school and was scheduled to leave the following week. After considering the situation, I concluded that testing one of the children would be sufficient. Upon my arrival home, I found Will in the living room reading while Melissa was in the kitchen cooking. She typically returns early from work selling real estate through an agency owned by my older brother Robert. The aroma of fish filled the air, indicating her cooking. We had crusty cod and salad for dinner. The food was good. I sensed that Mel noticed my hesitation, but Will probably did not. Mel is 48 years old, maintains the same weight since college at 59 kilograms, and stands at 1 and 70 cm. She has dark brown hair and eyes similar to mine and is quite attractive. While Mel and I were tidying up after dinner, I took the glass Will had used and later cleaned its rim with a swab. Subsequently, I gathered some hairs from Will's brush, swabbed the neckline of a t-shirt from his dirty clothes basket, and also took samples from his sneakers. Additionally, I swabbed the inside of my cheek, sealed everything in envelopes, and placed them in a briefcase. That evening, Will departed. Mel noticed my subdued demeanor and asked, "What's happening to you, Ted? You seem lethargic. Did something happen during the medical examination?" I responded, "No, I'm as healthy as always. It was probably just nervous about the new doctor." Mel inquired further about the doctor, and I described her as good-looking and mentioned my nervousness. Mel asked if I had not gotten up from my state of nervousness. I admitted no, I was too anxious about this. Mel reassured me, "Well, I'll see her next week, and I'll ask a check on her." I left that evening, declining Mel's advances, explaining that I wasn't in the mood. She received it gracefully. My refusal was out of the ordinary. The following day, I personally delivered the DNA samples to the laboratory. I opted for expedited analysis with assurances of results by Friday. 2 days later, I resumed work as a lawyer at an investment bank in Washington. I oversee a team of 6 other lawyers situated close to regulatory Authorities having held this position for 22 years, I am well compensated and hold valuable stock options despite my distraction at work. I managed to fulfill my responsibilities cycling to and from work was a means of calming my nerves. Upon returning home at 6 was absent, leaving a note about sandwiches and salad in the refrigerator. She mentioned attending a play and potentially a bachelorette party, activities she regularly engaged in while her outings were routine. Trust had dwindled. Utilizing the location tracker on her phone, I discovered she was not at a nightclub, but rather at a motel near the Fairfax line. Over dinner, I conversed with Will about college, although he anticipated it eagerly. The breakup with his girlfriend Lisa left him somewhat despondent. I retired early and Mel arrived at 11, retiring to bed soon after without a shower. When I attempted closeness, she withdrew slightly, indicating her lack of interest. I sought her reaction to confirm my suspicion of infidelity, though the identity of her paramour remained unknown. He showed no inclination toward closeness with her. The subsequent morning, I rose early and cycled to work again. After showering upon arrival, I delved into a busy morning. At 1 o'clock, the DNA laboratory phoned to inform me of the results, subsequently emailing the report. Shockingly, Will's samples matched those of my nephew, nearly causing me to faint. I have only one brother, Robert, 3 years my senior, who supported me throughout childhood. Similar in stature at 180 m. Tall with an average build, he excelled in athletics during school and played basketball at university. While not a standout player, he pursued a career in real estate after graduating and eventually founded his own firm. He